guys, my name is Dawn and this channel is Dawn Does Keto. You're getting an extra video this week. So normally I post videos on Tuesday at 10 a.m. but Lindy from Paleobarbie Does Keto reached out to me about doing a collab video and I was like, yeah, that sounds like a really great idea. Let's do that. What do you want to do? Let me preface this by saying if you know anything about my channel, what have I said, like, I don't even know, a million times? I don't cook. And she said, let's do a recipe video. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, here we are. As members of the keto community, we eat a lot of burgers. So we decided we were gonna do a burger collab and kind of try to spice up our burgers a little bit. So I am going to attempt, and I say that genuinely, I am going to attempt to do a buffalo chicken burger. And Lindy is going to be doing an Asian inspired burger. So after you watch this video, go down into my description, click on the link to her video. I am completely making this up off the cuff. So just let me tell you that I was looking up recipes online for buffalo chicken burger and they're all made with ground chicken. I don't like ground chicken, but I love buffalo chicken, like buffalo chicken dip. We eat that all the time. We love buffalo wings, but I just don't like ground chicken. So I'm going to attempt to make this with ground beef, but I'm going to incorporate canned chicken into it. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've done, you can see in here, is I've already opened 1 can of chicken and I went ahead and shredded it up and I put it into this bowl. And basically I'm just incorporating everything that I would put into my buffalo chicken dip into the burger. I've already pre-melted probably about a quarter, it's got to be about 2 ounces of cream cheese because it's about a quarter of a brick. I didn't measure it, but I pre-softened it and I'm just going to add that in. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot, just the regular Red Hot. Don't get the wing sauce. The wing sauce has higher carbs and some other ingredients in it. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that just for some flavor because I'm also going to mix some Frank's Red Hot with butter and we're going to use that to baste our burgers with as we're grilling them. So Mike's here too. Say hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
And
don't mind the shakiness of the camera, folks. I never claimed to be a cinematographer.
And he's gonna help me grill the burgers because I'm not kidding you guys, I don't cook. I don't grill, I don't use the Blackstone, like I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So I was saying on Heath's live last night, Heath and Shelly for Hungryheath, I need an exact recipe. I'm not one of these people that just throws things together. I need somebody to give me a recipe for me to cook and to try because I'm just not good at that kind of stuff. All right, so I have it all mixed together so you can see that's the cream cheese, the chicken, and the Frank's Red Hot. That's all that's in there. Now I'm just gonna kind of divide it up. I'm doing this roughly. I'm not measuring anything. And Mike and I buy our burger patties already made because it's just quicker and easier for us to take them out and throw them on the grill that way. So these are 1/3 pound each. I'm just gonna wash my hands real quick because yes, we are eating this and I'm not putting on gloves, so let me just wash my hands. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this and do about 1/4 of the mixture. Put it in my hand like this. That looks about right. So about like the size of a large meatball, I guess, is what I got going on here. And then I'm going to just literally mix this in with my hamburger meat. So wish me luck here. Let's see how this goes.
It looks gooey.
It is very gooey.
And mushy. We used to make our own hamburgers. We used to think that was the cool way to do it. But before we went keto, then you could buy so many different variations of burgers at the grocery store. They already had them made with cheese and bacon and jalapenos and everything
that
else.
Was always one of my favorites. So after I get it kind of like incorporated in there and mixed up, I'm just going to kind of reform it into a patty. There we go. So we have it to a patty. I'm going to do the same thing 4 times because I have 4 patties. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing the amount here, about the size of a large meatball. So I know Heath is watching this right now and he is freaking out because he doesn't touch raw meat at all without gloves. He's very like particular about that.
Hey Heath, wanted to let you know that feeling raw meat between my fingers is fantastic.
I don't know if it's a feeling thing for him or if it's just because it's a sanitary thing. I'm not sure for him what the thing is he doesn't like about it, but I did make sure my hands were clean, and these are for Mike and I to eat, so I'm not like...
I wouldn't care if your hands were clean or not, babe. I trust you. Oh wait, I called you babe on camera. I'm sorry, Dawn. Dawn does keto.
There we go, Shelly. I'm rolling my eyes again, just so you know.
Shelly, thank you very much for the compliment, by the way. I am hilarious.
Yeah, thanks. We eat a lot of hamburgers. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys eat a ton of hamburgers? We just really like hamburgers, and they're so quick and easy to make, so...
And I think that's the key. I think it's because they are so convenient, and because we
buy them already made.
Well, right, because we buy them already pre-made.
This is definitely a little bit of a treat just to put a different spin on it. We love buffalo chicken dip. We have it a lot, like when we're watching football, like on Sundays and stuff, and I just love the flavors of buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm very excited to taste it.
We're gonna see how this plays out, guys.
Now normally
could be a complete disaster and a complete epic fail, but
right. But normally when we have burgers, Dawn and I, we make the burgers. We usually have bacon. Obviously, we put cheese on them, and then we customize our burgers for our own taste. I use a steak sauce,
Primal Kitchen steak sauce,
and
I like the Primal Kitchen mango habanero sauce. That's one of my favorites. All right, so we have these all made up. So hold on, let me wash my hands and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, guys, so we got all 4 patties are prepped and ready to go. I already pre-melted a stick of butter, so we got 8 tablespoons of butter. So to match that, I'm going to add 8 tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot, and this is going to be kind of, so each one of these is 2, so I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, 8. And then what we're going to use this for is just kind of like to baste the burgers as they're cooking. We got our Frank's Red Hot and our butter is all ready to go. We got our basting brush and our burgers, so we're going to head outside. Okay guys, we're out on our back porch. It's October 22nd in Ohio, and it is like 70 degrees. It's beautiful outside. We got our grill open here. Mike kind of uses one half. We have one of those char grillers that has propane on one side and charcoal on the other, and he kind of uses one side just as a table when he's grilling. This is a copper mat, and he usually does a lot of the cooking on the copper mat so we don't lose anything down into the grate, and you also don't get grease down in there, and it won't start a grease fire. But then at the end we can take them off and put them right onto the grates just to give yourself like that grilled effect. There's a shadow from... What's the matter? We're out of gas.
Yep.
Y'all, we just ran out of gas. Only me. This stuff only happens to me. Okay guys, we're just gonna add a little bit of Redmond's salt to these. Mike switched out the propane, by the way.
Good thing we have 2 grills.
Yeah. We have the Blackstone, so he took the propane off. From the Blackstone. And then I'm also going to dust these a little bit with Hungryheath's Texas 5-Spice.
We can't shamelessly plug that. You owe us for that, Heath.
Whatever. Texas 5-Spice just to give it a little bit more heat. Obviously the buffalo is going to make these hot, but just to add a little bit more flavor so these aren't bland. We're just gonna...
Well, they're not going to be bland. Look at the juices already.
Yeah.
It's delicioso.
And then we're going to cook these kind of low and slow because you don't want them getting overcooked on the outside before the inside's done. So guys, while these burgers are cooking, and Mike just went to try to flip one, and we don't know if they're going to stay together real well. So I wasn't kidding when I told you I couldn't cook. But it just brought back a story that Shelly told on their live last night about a woman who wanted to dip bananas into a batter, but she didn't even take the skin off or the little sticker that comes on the bananas, and she just like dipped the whole thing in the batter. So I just kind of wanted to share that because I found that hilarious, and at least I'm not that bad, right?
Yeah, you didn't cook it in a wrapper.
The other thing with chicken is it's just so lean. I prefer like the fattier meat. That's why I like ground beef.
So as I'm
flipping
these burgers, I'm getting a sense these are a lot more like salmon patties. If any of you have ever had salmon patties, consistency is the same, and that's why when I flip this one here on the right, you can see where it started to crack. Chicken doesn't bind together with the ground beef. And that is one of the reasons I think they use the ground chicken, is because it would bind together better and make it easier to make a patty. So we're going to be careful on how we flip these, and hopefully they'll stay together.
I think by letting them cook a little bit longer too, that's making them stay together.
Oh, no, that one. Got to be gentle with them. It's almost like they're porcelain.
Gentili, gentili.
They are fragile.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. They look delicious. Back in the oven.
Okay guys, so as you can see, the one that already cracked is kind of falling apart. The other ones seem to be staying together pretty well. But we're going to go ahead and baste these. So what I mixed together was that Frank's Red Hot and the butter, and because it's been sitting and the butter's starting to get thick, it almost reminds us of like a pumpkin puree or like a squash.
Like baby food.
Yeah, but that's actually, I think, going to be good to baste these with. We'll do this side and then let it cook a little bit, and then Mike can flip them over and we can baste the other side as well. Obviously, as soon as it hits that heat, it starts to melt. So with all these juices, and because the burgers are kind of delicate, I think that we'll probably just cook these right on here, and we won't try to put them on right onto the grates. And also they'd be great like if you just did them on your Blackstone, which we could have done. We're just going to baste this side also. Lots of butter and Frank's Red Hot.
In the alternate universe, they would be saying this is a heart attack waiting to happen.
But not in the keto world.
Not in the world that knows the truth, no.
Exactly. Just checking the temperature on them to make sure that the beef is cooked, although if it's a little bit rare, really everything, the chicken's already pre-cooked. Alright, so we're adding our cheddar cheese, because there has to be cheese in buffalo chicken dip, right? Alright, so we just put the lid back down just so that the cheese would melt. And these are about ready to come off the grill. I don't like blue cheese, so after these came off the grill, I drizzled them with a little bit more Frank's Red Hot and some Primal Kitchen Ranch. I usually use ranch when I make my buffalo chicken dip because I'm not a fan of the blue cheese. This is what we got, and we will taste these for you guys in just a minute. Okay, so Mike's getting ready to try his. Probably super hot, so.
They're good. They're tender, they're juicy because of the chicken, also because the Grill Master is fantastic at cooking burgers, so naturally they're going to be delicious. But the flavor is really good. It's not too overpowering.
Mike just ate his right off the first plate, which wasn't the pretty plate.
Doesn't matter.
But he doesn't like ranch or anything like that, so he's just eating it plain.
Delicious. Definitely a success.
Yeah, I would just say make sure that it has cooked for quite a while before you try that first flip, because that's the only reason I think it fell apart.
Cook it on medium heat. Don't cook it on high heat. Let it cook, get nice and hot so that it starts to bind together. And then when you flip it, as you saw when I was flipping it earlier, I used two. I used the flipper, and then I used another spatula with it. It's not really a spatula, but I did that so that I could hold them together while I flipped them. Do what works best for you, but just beware that they could fall apart if you drop them or if they don't flip in a nice smooth motion. Man, these are really good. And now there's a little bite to it.
You're getting that kick.
Yeah, you get that little kick at the end.
It's probably from Heath's spice.
It could be. And that's the other thing too. However you decide to spice your burgers.
Yeah, it depends on how much heat you like.
Depends on what you like. We like medium heat roughly, and this is perfect.
All right, it's my turn. Let me try. Now see me, I love all this sauce and juice that's on there. I'm just gonna like show you what it looks like. Did you get that, babe?
Oh, I'm getting it. Very good.
These are very good.
Yeah, and they're very tender.
Guys, I'm impressed with myself.
Oh, I see. I couldn't be impressed with the grilling technique, but boy, you're impressed with yourself when it comes to... No, they are. They're very good. So you can get this recipe from us, from Dawn Does Keto, for only $9.99 plus shipping and handling.
They already have it. All they had to do is watch the video. I really like the combination of the ground beef and the canned chicken together.
Yeah.
I just don't like ground chicken. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. There's not a lot of fat in it. So I really wanted to do this with ground beef. That was kind of like my hopes. And I'm super, super happy with how they turned out.
Yeah, me too. Well, I don't know what Dawn has planned, but...
Guys, go over and watch Lindy's video at Paleobarbie Does Keto. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Lindy's channel. And turn on your bell notification buttons. That way, every time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.